Welcome to Behind the Sale. I'm your host, Princess B. On this show, we talk about sales and leadership in the high-ticket space. My goal is to help you level up your skills as a leader so you can close more deals and transform more lives. Today, we're discussing how to get unstuck so that way you can unlock that next level. Do you feel like you know deep down that you can close more deals? Maybe you've been closing long enough that you feel like you should be closing at a higher rate, but you're just not. Maybe you know there's a block that's holding you back from challenging people at the end of your calls or asking the tough cost of an action questions, or maybe you're even a coach and those things are holding you back, but you also aren't charging what you feel like you're worth because you're asking yourself, why the heck would someone pay me that much? Whatever it is specifically that's holding you back, it all comes down to one thing, and that's confidence and conviction in yourself. So today, I want to talk about the most expensive lesson that I've learned that allowed me to finally let go of fear, let go of uncertainty, let go of doubt, and make stupid money easily. The lesson that I want to share comes from an event. And the beauty of this is that we've all experienced events in our life where we had to fight to come out on the other side of it. I'm going to skim through the specific event that I experienced because it's not about the event, it's about the lesson. What happens a lot of times when we go through events that are really difficult or sometimes even traumatic is that we learn the wrong lesson. For example, maybe something bad happens and we tell ourselves, oh wow, the lesson here is that bad things happen to me or that the world is a scary place, when that's not a lesson that actually serves us, right? And so I'm going to show you how you can extract the positive lesson from the thing that happened. It's super simple. So when I was 16, I was just minding my own business, waiting for the bus. I happened to be by myself at the bus stop, and this deranged man came up to me out of nowhere and attacked me. What I want to highlight is the message that was playing in my mind while I was fighting this guy off. Because that fight that I had in me, that is the lesson today. While this grown-ass man was throwing punches at me, in my head, I just kept saying, Princess, you will not be a statistic. You will not be a statistic. You will not be a news headline. You will not. One of you might become a victim in this headline, but it is not going to be you. It's either you or him. So fight. And so I fought. And that is the only reason I was able to get away alive. Now, why was I thinking that? Well, that was back when I used to watch the news, and every single day there was a woman in the headline who was a victim of something, whether it was, physical assault or, something worse. And I was determined to not be a victim that day. So lately I've been doing some deeper work to uncover some remaining blocks that are holding me back from reaching my next level. And so that's why I recently thought of that event and the fight that I had in me. This is an event that I hadn't thought about in years, but I thought about it because there's a huge lesson in that. That fight that I had in me, I have always had it. Always. I just forgot. And guess what? You have it in you too. We've all had experiences in our life where we had to fight to come out on the other side of it. And right now, I want to give you permission to forgive yourself for forgetting that you have that fight in you. Because this is what the human brain does. When we go through something traumatic, when we go through something really tough like that, our brain makes us forget the event so we can move on and live a normal life. It's a survival instinct. If the brain didn't do that, we would be crippled by fear and anxiety after events like that. Now, we are still crippled by anxiety and fear, just in less obvious ways. So the lesson here is that we all have that fight in us. Our Creator does not put any obstacles in our way that are too much for us to handle. Every horrible thing we've gone through is for a reason. even if it's just so we can have that fight in us moving forward. So if you have a dream in your heart to make 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures doing what you love, then pull out that fight, because that's what's been missing all along. That's why you've been stuck, feeling afraid of taking the next step. That's why no matter how many courses you've taken or how many coaching programs you've invested in, you're still not where you want to be. Because what's missing is something that a coach can't give you. It's something that you already have inside of you. So when I say that no one can save you, this is just a deeper level of what that means. It's something you have in you already. You just forgot. Now, you're probably wondering, well, where do I find that fight? How do I pull it out? I'm going to explain to you how to pull that fight out. That's going to be the challenge for this week. If this is your first time watching, every week I or my guest challenges my listeners to do something to move the needle closer to being the leader that you want to be. If anything is going to move the needle for you, it's going to be this. Think of a time when you had to fight. I really hope that no one ever physically attacked you, but maybe that was the case for you. Maybe it was a difficult court case that you fought, or maybe you had to fight your mental health. Maybe you had a really tough fight with your ADHD on a certain day, or maybe you had to fight your bipolar disorder or any other obstacle that stood in your way. Maybe it was your emotions. Maybe you had to hold yourself together during a really tough time because you had to be strong for someone else. So think of a time when you had to fight and you won that fight. What were you telling yourself in your mind, in your heart, in your soul to keep on fighting? What was that message? For example, mine was, you are not going to be a statistic. So whatever that message or thought was that was running in your mind during that time that you had to fight, that is what helped you win that fight. So all you got to do now is reword that message to fit the current demon that you're avoiding fighting. If that demon is challenging people on your sales calls, then reword the message to fit that. If that demon is you're just standing in your own way because you don't think that you even have the right to talk to people who are making 6 figures, then reword the message in your mind to fit that. If that fight in you helped you survive that first time when you had to fight so hard to come out on the other side, then why the heck can't you challenge people on a sales call? Why can't you stand your ground and be the person that person needs you to be? It's ridiculous, right? So reword that message and repeat it in your mind, in your soul, to fit the current demon that you're avoiding fighting. For example, I'm a very private person. I am terrified to put myself out there, but I'm on a mission. So the new message in my soul is, Princess, you are not going to hide. You are not going to hide. I've lived way too much of my life hiding. So enough is enough. If you've reached your enough is enough point, then I seriously challenge you to do this so you can finally overcome that demon that's holding you back. Because at the end of the day, it's your fears, it's your doubt, it's your imposter syndrome, it's your uncertainty. But now you can put a more specific name to it and pull that fight out that you have inside of you. The fight that you already have in you to help you overcome it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not easy, but nothing worth doing is easy. Don't be a chicken like me. Don't put off doing the deep work. Why stall your success? Have more love for yourself than that. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope that I empowered at least one person. Actually, no. Fuck that. I don't wish that I empowered only one person, at least. No, I'm just being humble. I actually said that on autopilot because that's like the humble thing to say. Screw being humble. I hope that I inspired every single one of you to pull out that fight so that way you can use it every single day to achieve your goals. That being said, that's all I've got for you today. Please like and subscribe so that way you don't miss future episodes. I've got some exciting guests coming up. As always, don't forget to hold yourself to a higher degree so you can be the most effective leader you can be. Until next time, bye guys.